Good morning, and as always, what a beautiful morning it is. It's about 7 o'clock, I think, 7:30. I've come down just to do some water changes, as you can see. This morning I'm doing a complete water change. There's bought about 200 litres again, and I'm going to do a complete water change on the pond to try and get some fresh water through. So obviously the water, if it's not done quite regularly with a full change and let it overflow from the pond, the water can start to go a little bit stagnant, even with the little tiny fountains that I have. But anyway, let's see what happens today. There's very few birds around that I can see, so we'll see what happens. I may set up. I can see a few of the birds in the trees around, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to do some photography or not. I probably will. It's almost impossible not to once I'm here. So we'll see what happens. Only been in the hide about 30 seconds, just closed the front zip, and as always the magpies have turned up straight away to see if I've left any food. A couple of linnet have turned up as well, but the magpies have come straight in. I only put a handful down today. Let's see what happens. Hopefully now, today, it should be enough just to have the water here. As it gets hotter and hotter and the area dries up, the water in the area works much better. To have it in the pond, birds just come for a drink, so the little bit of food I leave in the feeders will help. But as you can see, the magpies hadn't even finished putting the zip up on the front of the hide before the magpies turned up. Okay, there you go. The blackbirds come in as well. Oh, I just heard a raven. So hopefully they'll turn up. It'd be nice to see one at the pond again. I haven't seen one at the pond for a long time. Last time they came in, they decided to try and dismantle the little fountain when it started, which was quite funny to watch. I just didn't have a video with me at the time, but it was hilarious. Every time the little fountain gave a squirt, the ravens jumped down and tried to pull it out the pond. It was really funny. Okay, very intelligent animal. But we'll see what happens if they come down. Little male stone chat as well. He's just turned up. Lovely. They're always around. One of the most friendly birds, as I've said. They're always here. He's come down looking for food in the usual spot that I put it, but I couldn't put it there because of the magpies, so he's just jumping back and forward at the moment. Where's he gone? There he is, up on the top. Okay. Well, let's just hope he gets some of the worms that I've left on the floor before the magpies get them all. I've seen him get one or two, but I mean, it'd be nice if he got a few more this morning. There you go. Well, that's the first few birds within the first few seconds of being in the hide, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes now. Hopefully we get a couple of the migrants that are still here. And one of the Thecla's lark have just come in as well. Again, another full-time resident in the area. Little linnet as well. It's quite early for them to come in. Normally they come in a little bit later, but a pair of them have come in. Nice. There's a male here at the front and the female just a little bit further over. As you can see the difference, the female's much lighter. No colour. Beautiful. Curl bunting as well. Come for a drink. As I've said, now that there's no water in the area other than here at the pond, you'll probably find that all the birds in the area at least once in the day will come here, so Although we probably won't have that many birds, they'll be quite regular for a drink, so it doesn't take the rest of the birds, even the migratory ones, to come through to find the water, so it's very good here. And the doves that were here the other day have obviously found the pond, and they're going to come back regularly now by the look of it. Yep, that's it. They're definitely going to be a full-time resident in the area now. There's 3 of them here around. The other one's just come down the front here in front of me. So I'll focus on him for you. There we go. Beautiful. So, okay, we've got doves now that are going to be regular visitors to the pond as well. Or collared doves. Very nice bird, beautiful looking bird. So, okay, I'm pleased they've found the pond anyway. At least we've got another full-time resident of the area that looks like it's going to be a regular visitor. Yep, definitely. Beautiful. Oh, that's perfect. Another bird for the pond regular. Yep, definitely a day for the pond only. The magpies are coming in for a bath again. It is very warm. I mean, it's been 25 to 27 degrees the last few days, so I'm not surprised that the birds are coming for a bath and a drink regularly now. There we go, another one coming in. Come on, test the water. There we go. No, too cold. Okay, well there you go. So, no, he's actually going to do it. It's the second one going for a bath now. Testing the water. Okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be a day for baths today, which would be nice. It's always nice to watch the behavioural patterns of each bird as they take a bath. Is so funny to watch, actually. Each bird has a specific way of doing it. And a little greenfinch. Nice. That's most of the finches now so far. Let's see what else. As I said, with the water dried up everywhere else, this is now going to be a little haven for the birds today. We'll see how many come in though. Maybe we'll even get some of the warblers that are coming through. Hopefully a melodious warbler as well would be nice. Only seen one this year so far. It's about time they should be here, so with any luck we might get one later if it gets warmer. We've actually got 2 corn buntings, one at the back here, and another one, just flown off. We had 2 corn buntings at the same time, both on the pond. Well, they don't seem to tolerate each other in the area, but with the water they seem to be quite good. I've noticed if they're on a perch and they're in the same area, they'll chase each other away. But around the pond they seem to be, they seem to accept each other. Beautiful bird, lovely. One of the larger buntings, the corn bunting. Quite a robust bird, very strong beak, as you can see. Yep, little finch is coming, greenfinch coming for a drink. Basically every bird that's coming to the pond is coming for a drink today. They're obviously very thirsty with this heat. It's already about 17 degrees and it's quite sunny, so I think it's going to get hotter today. They said it's going to go up to about 25 or 28 today, so we'll see what happens. Yep. We've even got the goldfinch coming this early. They normally only come in lunchtime when it gets much hotter. The female blackbird is here. You can see it's the female by the sort of dark brown. much prettier bird than the male blackbird, which is a really dark black. If you notice, the beak on the female also is slightly paler yellow rather than the bright yellow of the male. Lovely bird, the female blackbird. In the field, they can be a little bit difficult to distinguish if you're not used to seeing them as regularly as I do here, because the colour tone, especially in the shade, is difficult to notice. In the sun it's very easy to see the difference between the dark brown and the black of the male, but here it's very simple. It's one of the young linnets. As you can see, it's half molt on the back. Let me see if I can show you again. Where has it gone? There we go. You can see the feathers on the back the young feathers haven't quite grown out yet. So we've got a few of the young ones around as well with the adults today. Now here you can see what I mean. Here's the male blackbird. As you can see, the prominent deep black with a much brighter yellow beak and eye in comparison to the female that you just saw. So there you go. Although it's not a great difference when you're looking at them at a distance, once you get close it's quite easy to distinguish them apart. Oh, my little friend the sparrow's come in again. Normally these are town birds. It's so strange to see a little sparrow out here in the middle of the countryside. But he's obviously found the food that I've left here and the water, and he's made a home here in the area, or he comes over this way. I don't know how far he actually has to come, because it's quite a distance to the nearest house around here. Must be at least 2 kilometres away, so how he managed to find this little area, I don't know, but at least he is, because I'm very pleased to see him every time he comes. I love the sparrows, as you know. As everybody that knows me knows, I love sparrows. They're beautiful birds. Such characters. Great. Nice to see he's going to be here, full-time resident now of the area. The little tawny pipit has turned up again. Beautiful. Obviously still around in the area. I saw one coming in actually earlier when I drove in earlier this morning. So there must be a few of them in the area. Either that or this is the same one I saw. But no real chance of telling whether it's the same one. Without seeing more than one at a time at the pond, I wouldn't know, so it probably is because it's in the similar area, so lovely little bird, the tawny pipit. As I explained before, although it's similar to the Richards, it's slightly more delicate and slightly smaller than the Richards pipit. Of finches around today. As the weather's warming up a little bit, the birds are coming in quite a lot now. This little tawny pipit is making the most of the water as well. Disappeared behind the ridge of the pond. He's poking his head up. He's going to have a bath. Oh, lovely. Shame it's not in good view. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Now you see me? No, you don't. Beautiful. Come to dry off on the stick right next to the hide now. You can see him pruning himself now, clean. What a beautiful little show. Now everything's coming to the pond. I'm looking at 3 corn buntings all at the same time at the moment on the pond. But I'm not going to take my eyes off of him, off the pipit at the moment, because he's cleaning, so I'll leave the other birds at the moment, just watch him. It's such a lovely sight to watch this. There we go. All nice and clean. And dry again. Beautiful. Oh, what a beautiful sight, look. One of the parents of the Thecla's lark actually feeding one of the babies. Beautiful, what a wonderful sight. Such a rare thing to see. Another goldfinch has come in. There's only a few this year. I don't know what's happened. There's a drastic decline in goldfinch and greenfinch this year, and a massive increase in the magpies. I'm not sure whether there's a correlation between the two or not, but there's definitely a decline in the smaller birds this year. I would say about 30% less than last year. Oh well, one of the parents of the magpies actually feeding the magpies. It's an unusual sight as well. There we go, look at him, calling away. Give me more, give me more. Lovely. It's always nice seeing the parents feeding like that, any of the species. Well, it's about 12:30 now. It hasn't been very active for the last hour or so. This morning, as you've seen, there's some nice footage of some of the birds being fed by the parents that have been coming to the ponds with their young. But other than that, the wind has blown up really strong in the last hour and a half, and most of the birds have gone to ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day. If you've enjoyed the video, obviously as always, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully at the weekend the wind should drop a little bit and we should have a few more birds at the pond, so we'll wait and see. Anyway, if you want to carry on catching the updates of all the birds coming through, make sure you subscribe so you won't miss anything. And I'll see you in a few days once I'm back again. Take care, everybody.